added, but I don't know if we're gonna get to them today. So we don't actually, let me, yeah, put yours in there. Okay, so that's open. I'm gonna mute it. Fine. Okay, now let me share it, share the screen. Oh, yeah, here we go. Share. Oh, yeah, there's no sound, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, you didn't, you didn't,
I got the record how to get here.
Open up, come on. Open up from the beginning, come on. There you go. Okay, now you need the,
Link to Zoom link.
let me send it to you. Oh, okay, wait, let me go back to that. Oh, come on, go back to where I was.
Everybody, put more effort in.
Take this down. Here you go. Oh, no. Okay, here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
I just coordinated my shoes.
Got it. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. Now you try it.
Got it.
It's gotta be,
So it's there. So.
it's got, this has to be on slideshow.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
you gotta put it on here. You can see.
Okay, wait a minute. It's up here. So it's slideshow.
Okay.
Slideshow.
Put it here. There we go. Still not working. I don't know.
Well, I'll just hit it for you.
Okay.
No problem.
All
Okay,
right.
so now
So how you wanna do this? So we can be same page?
let's see
Which
here.
one is topics and-
Yeah, we're recording now. So let me send him the link. You didn't get the link? I sent you a calendar invite.
I got
It's no link on it. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get out of this. Give me 1 second. Let me go out of this so I can get back to my computer.
No, I got it.
Uh,
I got to get that.
I'm gonna strangle him. Have bail money for me.
I got you.
Okay, so yeah, you should be able to use that. That should be very compatible. It automatically work, right?
It's on.
Okay. Well, I'll just do it for you. Okay.
Let me see that.
You do? Okay, great.
All right, so basically, I'm just gonna go through this PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Let me make sure. Come here, Ron. This is, yeah,
Right here.
okay, all right. All right. Good afternoon. All right, my name's Don Davis, and we're going to be talking about today human resources and organizational behavior. That'll be the topic for today. First thing I'm going to talk about, what is human resources management? Human resources management is the planning labor needs for an organization, specifically recruiting job candidates. Also, it's about selecting job candidates and training new employees, managing wage and salaries, providing incentive benefits, apprising performance, communicating, interviewing, counseling, and disciplining. In addition, training employees and developing manager and employee relations and engagement. Those are the topics and the functions of human resource management. All right, what are the employment laws? A lot of times in my field as manager, I find that a lot of employees do know what their employee laws are and how they're affecting jobs. So I'm going to talk about the various employment laws, such as all right, excuse me. The first one I'm going to talk about is Title VII Civil Rights Act, 1964. This is the law that gave employees the rights for not to be discriminated specifically because of the race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Specifically states that all employment applications regarding employment practice of an employer cannot be used to use race or age to discriminate against them. Also, it's illegal to limit or segregate employees based on their race or gender in any employment activities concerning terms and conditions of employment and benefits. This is the granddaddy of all laws. This is the mainstay for all Employment Relations Act that an employee may experience while engaged in the employer. Let's start over. This is not working right for me. I need you. My fingers are too big, so I can concentrate on this. Let's start over.
Okay, so what do you want me to do now?
Let's start it over.
Okay. Bear with,
I'm trying to concentrate.
okay, bear with the students, give us 1 minute. So they see. Okay. The PowerPoint is not on right now? Okay, oh, you cut it off, so you want me to put it back on? And you want to start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to concentrate. Do this. This is.
right.
Is that
It's
working?
not working today. We're having technical difficulty. Okay, ladies and gentlemen who are listening, we're getting ready to start over in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, everyone. My name is Don Davis, and I'm going to present to you resources to the organization. This is our second meeting in this series. Okay, last week we talked about the orientation, the program, and the workshop. This week I'm going to talk about the human resources, organization, and behavior. Okay, here's the career professional development objective. We talk about today. One would be what is in the resources function, protocol, talent acquisition, process, organizational strategy, structure, and organizational culture. I'll talk about organizational behavior, organizational communication, and okay, let's talk about what human resources management. Human resources management basically organizations' ability to attract, retain, and hire qualified talent. The HR department is responsible for all the planning for human resources needs for the organization, selecting the job candidates, orienting and training employees, managing employees and benefits for employees, performing evaluation for all the employees, in addition to counseling, communicating. Now, here's an example of the human resources department of the organizational chart. As you will see, at the top it will be in the HR department, organization, VP of Human Resources, and possibly 2 HR directors. Students broken down total rewards, planning and performance, compensation and operation, HR strategies, hiring and administration, and organizational development. Now, the main thing I found is a lot of employees and employers don't know what employment laws are. So I'm going to talk about the various employment laws that will impact an applicant or an employee. In my experience, I've found every time that something goes wrong, the employee will be in my office because they didn't know what their rights were. So the laws I'm going to talk about this afternoon will be Title VII, Civil Rights Act, the Fair Labor Standards Act, the Pay Act, the 1963, Affirmative Action Programs, the Rehabilitation Act, the Americans with Disability Act, Uniform Service Employment Rights Act, Genetic Information, and Religious Discrimination of Work Environment. All right. Okay. First, Title VII Civil Rights Act in 1964. This is very interesting. This law almost did not pass. If you notice in this law, it's section. When they put the section into that law and was going to Congress, they built the Southern Democratic. No, Southern Republicans would reject the law. So there were made the law was passed and who has said. So Title VII specifically says the employer cannot discriminate based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin in the hiring, firing, payment of benefits, terms and conditions of employment based on someone's race. The employer can put any policy and procedures that they want in the workers, as long as they do not make any employment decision or potential decision based on race, sex, or gender, or national origin. This also says that the employer cannot refuse to hire or discharge an individual based on the race, color, national origin, in terms and conditions of employment. And also prevents employers from segregating employees based on a race, gender, national origin, and classification of employment. Also, this law states specifically if someone's married to someone of a different nationality, religion, or sex, you cannot discriminate against someone. Now, the Fair Labor Standards Act. This was a law that said that you have to pay overtime for any work you do 40 hours in a week. Some states need where you have to pay any work over 8 hours in a day. The Fair Labor Standards Act is very important because it also says child labor laws in our children. Fair Labor Standards Act. A big thing came out of the play when President Obama was president. It's the Labor Act. That a woman worked 40 years and that knows she can't pay. She filed a lawsuit, about a overtime. She the statute of limitation and expires. Lawsuit. So be careful, make sure that you can pay correctly. The next one, Equal Pay Act. It's illegal discriminating against anybody based on pay. You cannot pay one gender less than another. All gender has to be paid equally based on work, effort, responsibility, and working conditions. So you have to be paid the same. If one gender is being paid less, it raises wages up to make sure everyone pays it. All right. Affirmative action. A lot of people believe affirmative action is a whole system. It's not. You have to be qualified for a job. Affirmative action means that an employee has to make a good faith effort to recruit, hire, and promote people of color, women, general material. They have to be qualified. You just can't go all over and say, because you matter what you answer, that you
have a job. If the employee does not, they just have to justify parking the lane. They turn around and report, if you go EEO1, so they're some, they don't. So that means I'll have to actively go out in the black community. Based on, now, it's three affirmative action plans. One of them being from people of color, and one second affirmative action plan, people with disabilities. Third affirmative action plan, veterans. You have to do a mandatory reporting, only for women and minors. Vocational Rehabilitation Act of 1973, people that action. Affirmative action plan mandated government contractors. Government receive the government contract for an employer. There's government contractor, 54 employees, excess $50,000 in affirmative action. Now, the Vocational Rehabilitation Act of 1973 means that any people with a person with disability as an employer as permanent government contractor with excess $2,500, they have to hire people with disabilities and decent accommodation. They also have to post those jobs and think for $25,000 a year in the local job market. And the employer refuses to hire someone with a hardship. This only exists in building contractors. Now, the American Disability Act of 1990 begins employing a 15-year-old worker discriminated against qualified individuals with disability regarding application, hiring, or discharge, compensation, and management terms and conditions. It was like reasonable accommodation for that individual with a disability if they can do the essential functions of the job. Now, I have people come in and say, okay, person in a wheelchair wants to work in the warehouse. No, because the person in a wheelchair, you assume that in that person's warehouse, they can. You have a right to show them that, the right to demonstrate that performance. You do it, you get the job. The American Disability Act of 2008, and that's what's really different. The state and the person having condition when it's not a bypass is supposed to reply that you were home disabled. You all 2008 said yes, the person still disabled, still required some accommodation. Now, for those of us who are in the National Guard, recall, wherever you recall that be an active duty, you have been employed for 5 years. Uniform service employer re-employment act allows you to come back to your child. All back pay, motion, benefits, retirement plans, all of that had to be updated so that you make you whole. Your job is in change. The employer has a responsibility to train your patient. This is mandatory. The only reason that they have their jobs are limited. Your retirement 6 months after being discharged from active duty. Okay, Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act 2008. This prevents an employee from taking genetic information and using that against the prevention and employment. And I was transferred to Florida in 2002. Florida was still using genetic information to prevent people dead. So we have sickle cell anemia was granted in our African American community and also the Mediterranean community. So the person tests positive to the information, I was going to hire. If they had a history of cancer, I was going to hire. And that because of the cost of that. Or you can actually get that information. Terminating this environment. This is discrimination. It's against law of discrimination against anyone because of religious purpose. That means that I can't let you believe friendship from being acts. I've seen it in my past work usually with religious religion versus someone else within the community, but when you and violence, sexual harassment, and hostile work environment. Sexual harassment. Desperately trying to keep the nation of the previous space in both sections. That's so good. Thank you. You all heard about it. Hostile work environment is much more better. People get harassed. Sexual orientation. And this quote is one thing for another possible environment, supervisor and harass people. All right. Now we're talking about title acquisition process. This is about recruitment. All employees go about. Other times, employees or applicants go out. What is that talent acquisition? Strategy used to recruit, those finding, attracting, hiring, growing, and retaining top talent inside of the organization. How do we go about getting the best of things? First thing is that process is basically the application of residents. Each of the application, interview, reference and background check, employment testing, medical exam, drug testing, and the hiring system. That's the steps that we, those steps that have to be qualified. For the talent acquisition. Talent acquisition, internal, external, and internal recruitment. When we interview and test the work site, the job office. These are steps that we're about doing. Each one, we examine the measure before the hiring manager, while we interview them, and do the types of tests, for example, types of police selection, polygraph, honesty, geographic testing, selection process, hiring system, strategy, job office, training parameter, physical job, testing, background investigation, environment integration. Internal recruitment methods. This is what we do the internal job posting. We post the jobs internally in 4 or 5 days. If people want to be promoted to the position, they fund this job. The reason this is so important is because in the old days, people of color and women didn't know the job opening was in coming. The word of mouth, somebody in the shoulder say, hey, you got a job, you're interested in applying for the job. I was transferred to the facility, it was ran a huge class action lawsuit. We can use a skill inventory and replacement charts to look at people in the currently that problems, grades, and information, and work experience that we never thought about. And when we think about the profile of people, training, that's certificates that we look at. Now, next thing, that illegal for me to hire someone in an organization related to them. Problem comes with that is they report. That's what the problem comes. It's okay to have people, family members and relatives working in the same organization. External recruitment methods that refer to law. In those days, you see people posting on help one. You'll see a lot of that in Vegas right now. Because of that. People walk in and do it one day. And those just walk in for referral. The referral is doing first a person who maybe works in first. A lot of times this is where the networking comes in. Sure. Ministry. I'll go out to a church or the local community store, even community leaders and ask them, hey, you know somebody who's good with these jobs. So those are your first. Goes to this. On-demand recruiting services. Well, I can find out the high job orders are posted in magazines, different, business trade magazine, scientific magazine, what to find there. College recruitment. It's a major issue. A lot of people organizations that prefer college.
Yep.
Now. I was working for a big medical advice that we had a college city. Unfortunately, I was a lot of that. University of Chicago, Stanford. Well, it's fixing hot, it's always this. And internship is a big issue that we look at. A lot of times it can be unpaid. Internships could be military personnel. A lot of them have employment recruitment and hidden job market. Job opening is not those facts. That is, when you start talking about the CEO, vice presidents, those big key jobs, those jobs are very interesting. Go to the little boys club, like the ball, boys and get so good about. Instead of being on the furnace from the fire. And a lot of dollars. Jobs are created become a dating ways come across the back canvas. Hey, I had a lady that lives in the same city that we were at. And she applied for the job. I started talking to this. She came in. I have another lady. That I did still trying to use. Daily we're trying to. Here's the job market. Without following through, word of mouth. I think the jobs. And recruiting on the internet. Companies or websites, look at companies' websites. Jobs that generous, not only for the recruitment, but also the culture. The language. Here's my lesson. Job groups. You know, monster, we're good. But by the time we post the job, if we haven't get it on, put the resume in application, 2 or 3 days, no, 2 days. Sorry, for the job periods. Pros and cons, everybody's trying to do it. Networking is key. Using recruitment software and artificial intelligence. What we have an applicant tracking system. You put your application in, we're looking for keywords. You put it in your resume and your application. Those buzzwords are not in there, your application, just got it on the top. Now, a lot of times I hear people won't fill in the applicant tracking information. What is that? That's where we start talking about gender, race. You know, I don't feel that I think I'm going to discriminate. Because at the end of the year, I look at that data You see, how many African Americans and 100 million require to keep jobs? And I can start taking my recruitment effort on that, getting that and start. Public agency, employment agency, no, public agencies, that, jobs here, unemployment office, and private agencies. Reporters recruiting more of the first workforce women. We're recruiting women part-time jobs in sales, marketing, retail. Single and parent. We're going at the diversity of what older workers have skills that we didn't work there. Minorities going to the community structure. This is the hidden labor market for recruiters of the now, employee interview testing and work centers. Employee interviews. This is the recruiter's job is. First thing, a recruiter will examine your resume and your application. You're doing this for you've already received a job position from the manager. The hiring actually tells them what they're looking for. When I call it strategic planning, you already know what kind of jobs we're going to be looking for at this physical year. Look at a job requisition, you're looking at your resume and your application and compare what you're saying to the job requisition. Your skills, knowledge, and abilities of management. And those are the ones that report one to the hiring manager. Hiring manager either the person responsible for saying, hey, this is the person people I need. Here's the one to bring him in. The recruiter does not make the final decision. Okay, why do we even do? Making a important part of the selection process. Number one, the recruiter does it. Hiring, sort of the interview, only they're trying to determine. You don't come across a credible dagger and with a screen. And some of the cutting you have to make sure that the sources of faith. Types of interview. Non-directed interview. Non-directed interview is easy out. They start calling there. Questions, yes, no, yes, each effort. Not if you're going to use this, it's the same question. Situation interviews where you're asking how people handle it. I looked at it. You look at your resume, situation. Gabriel descriptive question on what you did in the for example, you said that this problem, how did you handle it? What was your outcome? What was the impact? Sequential interviews. By the time you start out, as you look down, you'll come in and interview 18 at a time. You will start with one person, team, find the last person who's the hiring manager. Hiring manager, team, panel interviews usually done by the piece. We have a panel interviews in all of the interviews. Nowadays, you start using video and Zoom or color. Now, once you pass the interviews, they want to get the attention. That's the test to be intelligent test, civic ability test, ability test, motor physical ability, personality. All these tests will reside in the job in each other. Now, sometimes the employee may have work centers. Every job is creativity, and you want to do something creative. Every job that requires you to be typing, you need to see the test on flash. Work center. See the new test. The test has to be done, this can be doing a test. Here's some amazing patterns for selection. Situation of this job interview, voters, and part of this process. Okay. All polygraph privacy and geographic privacy testing. You have to meet standards. Polygraph testing is basically a lie detector. It's got to be a reason for you to do that. Usually when you have the job and security or high tech, you need to follow that. Honestly, tests you can pay, you can work in the sales standard. It's geographic standard. Here's how we go about making the final selection. We're going to lead to individual based on qualification, and what we need to be. This job that we have, I think we need to be high potential. We need to be looking at how you get to be more organization in the future. We're looking to fill a specific position, we're going to promote them, we can make this. Now let's talk about job offers. A lot of times, I graduated from college, I want to be paid the most amount of money. Back in that. If you're a college graduate, you're not going to be top paid top dollar. Top dollar starting off with being someone 30 years of experience as market value. Usually start a person at lower 25% down and move them up. So make sure that you start your job requirements out through to be able to understand the market value of the job. Then we'll talk about the benefits. Man, John, I need to know. No. When they put in your letter, offer letter, make sure that the court will make sure that he has to follow them. 1 minute. 1 minute will means that I can let you go at any time, and you can walk away at any time. A lot of times people did that at the following votes and confused with right to work. Right to work means that you, if you're in a union environment, you have the right to work, like in the states. Without a right in the states. Employment will use every job, it has to keep on before you can next. Okay, physical exams. After you pass all the hurdles, before you can actually get a physical exam for drug testing. And all of those continue in passing these exams. Background checks. Final thing. You make a background check, you check and see if you don't detect anything. From the organization. Now, word of mouth. Clean up your digital. Facebook, all that information, because employees may go back and look at that. You got anything that you want to tell your parents and grandmothers out in the church, you get up, you about to chat. Okay. And you do have to have the right to work in the United States. Right. So make sure you got your social security card, driver's license, and everything's up to date. Unboarded. Once you go through all your hurdles, you get an unboarding. After you get on board, you start talking about all the time. Vision, all the employee benefits, everything that you have on the unboarding process. Now, I want to briefly talk about organization strategy. As I mentioned earlier, how do you recruit people based on the business needs? let's talk about organization strategy. Organization strategy is one kind of plan to allocate opportunities and resources for the business activity. It's very opportunity and how to achieve its objectives and how to compete in their life. Why does organization need a strategy? Access the plan, change to see its action, provides everybody understanding functional costs. Key elements of organization strategy: specific organization plans to the future is measurable and realistic and achieve goals and ensure organization strategy success. When you type of strategy, when you start looking at an organization, you can look at their business. They can tell you what they're planning to do. So if you're working for an organization such as a focus strategy, they're looking at a small market niche. Yeah, that company is going to be more concerned about customer loyalty and customer. They're looking at a very small niche. And they're not going to put a lot of emphasis in employees and development. If you look at a low cost strategy, that means they're going to be worried about keeping their budgets low. They're going to have people come in and increase about layoffs. The differential strategy, that's the industry that's growing. Those are the type of industry that you want to really look for. Those are the ones where the big dollars are. The workforce is highly educated and very well. And it provides high tech, and very well. They got big research and development. Those are the companies that you really like to try to get into. That developmental opportunities. Those growth strategies like GM, stable companies, those more national companies, those strategies. So you look at the company very differently about based on the big strategy. You look at the company that has a retirement strategy, stay away from it. You're laying off. It's closing the office. You're going to be any opportunity world coming in the next 6 months, you can't even make this job. We'll briefly talk about organization structure. This is the way work is allocated. So you need to look at all these different structures. What is organization structure? That's how I'm organizing the workforce. How to divide the labor force. Workforce in the side of the clothes and the strategy and structure have to get aligned. Organization strategy. Says the structure has support strategy. Organization structure lays out who does what, where and how it's done. Who reports to who's at the top of the decision maker, and who's at the bottom of the decision. Now, here's centralized versus decentralized organization strategy. Traditional centralized organization strategy is big bureaucracies that you see in the old days. Big General Motors when it was an impairment, IBM, those are whole organization decisions made at the top. They're very slow to change and react to new information. The one employees will go by the decisions of the manager above them, and very little decision making at the part. For a decentralized organization, this is such a technology startup company during that fast as in the down. That's what the world's going. Smaller organizations are flat. You're centralized, not everybody finance and you grow up. Functional structure is we have everything broken down by department. If you have a person in accounting, you'll be assigned to the accounting department. That's function to be assigned. In HR. This is the function. The regional level is a big multinational company. They have a lot of geographical areas, a lot of issues and information, a lot more growth opportunities. Team-based organization. This is very close to what the world is going to do. Everybody's going to do teams. You got to learn how to work in teams and how to resolve conflict, work in teams effectively. Everybody will be a leader, going back and forth. That structured organization, very small in structure. The hierarchy, change of management, given, always had a lot of the time. Small, starting with that people and some of the time down in all of them. Agent organization group work on multiple applications, multiple laws, very complex, very frustrating with people. They don't know what is expected for them. Circular organizations, where more of is going on in the game, we have a strength manager, middle of an officer, we have all sorts of management. Network structure is where you have a small core organization. And it's network all the non-central services outside vendors. Benefits of organization structure allows the firm to lay out the employee's pay structure, salary, grades, and range of each position. Make operation much more easier, separate employees into different departments, clear organization component what's how best to do their jobs. And centralized organization lets you take more initiative and get more power. All right, final thing I'm gonna talk about is organizational culture. This is how we do things here. One culture is different from another, depending on the type of industry I'm in. Or not in. So what is organizational culture? It's like the guys, expectation, practice, guide, or actions of involvement. This is how we go about doing things. This is expected of you. This is the things that value. People get the culture going. You definitely find out. It's something. Organizational culture refers to system of shared means held by employees and the members, and the culture changes as each time a new CEO comes aboard. Great culture implies positive choice. Here's some primary characteristics of organization culture. Innovative risk taking, especially in design tech and medical device. Attention to detail. Attention to detail can be outlook oriented, but this is what we face. People oriented. Change some nation statements that were people oriented. If you want to learn about people, or they say to the outcome oriented. They have different expectations. Team orientation, aggressive. To each of these orientations here, find how we will work in that environment. Importance of company culture. It takes everything that you do in the work environment every day. You want to know what's going on in the organization. It may not be spoken. You need to find out what more positive puts to change. Or have someone mentor you in the organization of how to make it do. Qualities of great organization culture, some become alignment, some become the objective of place motivation. My values of organization culture values the alignment. If I believe organization products and services are doing good for society, and align to my beliefs and values, so they match. My values and organization values are misaligned. Trust. Trust is very important in organizations. I got to trust the organization. Allow them performance. The organization values performance, speed, it's better communicating form. Teamwork. It's so much more important. You always hear about teamwork, and integrity. Teamwork. It's important, very important that you have integrity. Important, very important. And finally, I think the most important thing in organization code is people feel psychologically safe. If I take a risk, I'm not going to have to get it off. Organization encourages me to take a mistake for the move forward. If I bring up a good idea and send it to my manager, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't act the punishment for, but it encourages you to try. That's something else we've seen. Okay, any questions or answers?
Any questions to our listeners today that are listening via Zoom? No? Okay, we'll keep going with the presentation.
Don't have any questions, and we're gonna, close it at this point in time. If you have any questions, you need to know Rhonda with us.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Do you have any questions for Mr. Davis today? Any questions? Angel? Sudan? Any questions?
No, thank you.
P-Ways iPhone, any questions from you? No? Okay. Sudan, any questions?
Yes, mostly. I think I have a little bit of a hard time actually understanding a little bit of like company culture. It was the could you probably explain like a bit like more of that or so or
He wanted you to explain a little bit more about company culture.
What do you look at the like now?
huh?
Specifically, like
Most uh mostly uh mostly in a company pro prioritizing it in like both in difficulty times and changes, but like mostly in that aspect.
So you want to know how a company deals with difficult times and changes, what the culture is like?
Yes.
All right, when the company goes through difficult times, say that they're losing market share, what they would first do is, it didn't happen overnight. This has been coming. The culture is so strong that people are resistant to change. So what happened, the senior management team has to create a sense of urgency. And that's to come up with a plan to start communicating to employees, this is what's going on, these are the reasons we need to change, and start having a change plan in place. A lot of companies, such as the old public companies like school system, big companies like GM, were slow to react to change. And by being slow to react to change, when it did finally happen, it's so abrupt that employees start leaving. So change it has to be a change management come into play over time.
Hmm.
Now, if it's a weak culture, people will start bailing out. But it's up to senior management to recognize and change the strategy. This is the reason
Yeah.
you have operation planning each year. What's going on in our industry? Where's the market going? And to start making the changes. I've seen times when companies have laid out complete divisions and hired other people, set of talent to replace that. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. So mostly like it kind of like depends on like mostly like the company and like how it's like function
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Mm,
But your technology or your products and services no longer be selling.
mhm.
That didn't happen. Someone came with some new disruptive technology, a small company, and you're losing market share. So that's a warning sign that you need to start changing. But then senior management is not willing to take that change because they're afraid of losing power.
Mm.
It's your management team.
Hmm.
Okay, fantastic. Do we have any more questions for today? No? Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas Career and Professional Development Class number 2. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday at the same time on the same bad channel. If you have any additional questions after today's broadcast, please email Mr. Donald at donald.davis@100bmlv.org. And I actually will place that in the chat so you can have it. So if you have any additional questions, you can send the questions to Mr. Davis and he will be able to answer them. Well, that ends our class for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out, and we will see you next week. And I'm putting his email address in the chat. Here you go. Everybody jot that down. Las Vegas, we will see you next week. Have a great day.